I currently own both the Nanlite Forza 60 and the FS-150. The reason why I want to compare these two is that both are entry-level lights from Nanlite, one being from the Forza line and the other from the FS. While the Forza FS-150 costs less than the Forza 60, I would like to see why one would choose the one over the other. The power output obviously is very different, one being 60 watt and the other being 150 watts. From my own use and testing, the output of the Forza 60 at 100% equals 30% output of the FS-150. But the FS-150 at full power is more than double the power of the Forza 60. Even though both of the lights are very usable in low light situations, but if the scene have a very bright window with a very sunny day outside, it might be very hard to level with. So current test, I'm going to use basically both of the lights with reflectors and making it have a chance to level with the lights outside. For the first test, I placed both of the lights at 1.5 meters from the subject. And definitely we can see that the FS-150 is brighter than the Forza 60 at full power. However, it is still not very properly lit, and we need to place it even closer. And if we would diffuse these lights, it would be way too dark. So I will keep this test with just using the reflector. For the second test, I placed the light at 19 centimeters, which makes the Forza 60 a bit brighter, but we can see that the FS-150 is at a much more usable level and enabled to get a proper lighting. Then for the third test, I placed the lights really close up to get a really proper level with the Nanlite Forza 60. And that is at 60 centimeters, which is at a very close distance, and I wouldn't really recommend putting a light that close to a subject, especially when it's a person. And of course the FS-150 at the same distance really is super bright and actually almost overblown the head. But a much more proper setup with both of the lights would be using the FS-150 as the main key light and then placing the Forza 60 as a rim light. And we can see, even though the Forza 60 isn't bright enough for a key light, it is a very good enough light for a nice edge light. One of the major advantages of the Forza 60 is mainly its size and weight, making it ideal to travel with, but also mounting it onto an arm without needing a lot of counterweights. Also, next to powering it normally with a power brick, you can also use V-mount batteries and Sony MPF batteries, making it very useful at remote locations. While with the FS-150, it is bigger but still fits nicely in my Temba trolley. I can still bring it to locations if it's needed. However, I cannot power it with V-mounts or Sony MPF batteries and only wall plug it. However, it's actually very unlikely that I would bring the FS-150 to very remote locations and more likely rent a different light for that option. In my opinion, the FS-150 you get much more value for your money. Being a much more brighter light means you can use it in much more different lighting conditions. But if you film at remote locations at night or at locations that are very dark, the Forza 60 would be very useful for that. However, I don't regret buying the Forza 60 and I bought it way before that the FS-150 came out, and I filmed quite a lot of short films with it. I hope you found this comparison quite usable. If you have any questions, please comment it in the comment section here below. And if you find it really useful, please hit the like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye!